Hey, thanks for dropping in. It's me, Maddie. We're going to do a D&D Classes today, and this one, it's going to be the Rogue. So before we begin, gotta do that sick intro I created. I know I'm just the coolest. But yeah, what's going on? Just like the thumbnail suggests, we're going to go over the Rogue in this episode. Again, quick summary. I only take them up to about level 3, discuss basically just the player handbook, subclasses, and we've got the Rogue going on in this one. You can find them over at page 94. But yeah, I mean, what's not to say about the Rogue? The Rogue can be anyone from a violent assassin to a Han Solo type character, a charismatic gambler, a charismatic smuggler. Just because you're a Rogue doesn't mean you're going to be killing people. You could be a professional thief. You could be... you could just be killing people. You could just be killing people, or you could be a thief too. The Rogue's really, really cool. He's got a lot of awesome abilities. He is definitely for some players that want to be able to get into a fight and then get out of a fight, or from long range just deal, massive amounts of damage. But also be a good utility character when, trying to get into the lock, trying to break in the door, trying to help get your team out of jail. The Rogue is going to be your go-to guy. Basically, the Rogue always comes down to everybody else in the party has a problem. Oh yeah, I know a guy who can get us out of this, or I know a girl who can get us out of this. It's the Rogue. Yeah, it's the Rogue. They're always going to help out. That being said about the Rogue, just kind of hopping into it, they're going to be proficient. Their big ones are... just going through the quick build, you always want to go with their dex first. Make them dexterous. This is talking about intelligence, having your next highest. I don't blame you on that one. Go with intelligence. I'm also going to say go with constitution for more health, or if you are going with like a Arcane Trickster build, definitely go with intelligence too. But hopping into the rouge. Again, going to be smaller type builds, but light armor. They're going to have a 1d8 for their hit die, so they're medium class right there. They're pretty good though. But light armor, simple weapons, long swords, rapiers, short bow, blah blah blah. Their big saving throws are dex and intelligence. So if you want to juice them up. That being said, just kind of hopping over here really quick, we're going to go over just the Rogue's intro abilities. The first one, sneak attack. Okay, let's just go over. Okay, well, I guess we should probably go over expertise, but basically, you choose 2 skill proficiencies. You're proficient with them. Cool. Your proficiency's doubled. Awesome. I'm an expert thief. I can pick any lock. Okay, let's go over to sneak attack again. That's the bread and butter. But beginning at first level, you know how to strike subtly and exploit a foe's distraction. Once per turn, you can deal an extra d6 damage to one creature you hit with an attack, if you have advantage on that attack roll. The attack must use a finesse or a ranged weapon. So if you've got like a rapier or, a longbow, and it's your first attack that turn, you have an ability to deal an extra d6, but it's only on creatures you have advantage of hitting with. That being said, if you're hidden, you'll have advantage on them. But here's one thing. I know some players will try to mess it with it, but you don't need advantage on the attack roll if another enemy of the target is within 5 feet of it, or if the enemy is incapacitated, or you don't have disadvantage on that roll. So let's just say an enemy's near that... what am I trying to say? Let's say like an enemy's one of your teammates is near an enemy. You don't need advantage on that roll, just because your teammate's there, so that sneak attack 1d6 will still tack on as well. The cool thing about sneak attack, though, is it scales as you level up, and in this column right here too. So at level 3, that's when your sneak attack is get leveled up to 2d6s. So already at level 3, that's awesome. But again, you can do it once per turn as long as you have advantage on that attack roll. That being said, I'm going to roll right over to the Thieves' Cant. Basically, you're speaking Baba bee, jabba boo, a little bit of jabba da gee, jabba da hoo. And then whiz bam boom, you just successfully asked the local bartender, hey, where's the Thieves Guild at? And he told you, whiz bam bing, baba bee, bada shing. He said it's over underground. Where do you think the underground Thieves Guild is? Above ground, you freaking idiot. Now get out of here. But Thieves Cant's like a great way of just talking to people subtly about some, criminal, enterprises, or, hey, what's the word here? Is this area dangerous? Is there loot here? That's what Thieves Cant's about. Okay. Sneak attack, that's great. Thieves Cant, expertise, cunning action. This is the one. This is the one that's gonna break. This is the one that's gonna break you as a DM. This is the one that's gonna break your characters, because they're going to be like, oh, I can do this. I have to think about this really quick. But cunning action is probably the coolest thing. Starting at second level, your quick thinking and agility allow you to move and act quickly. You can take a bonus action on each of your turns in combat. This action can be only used as the dash, disengage, or hide. So what that means is you can beeline straight for the enemy, stab them a bunch, take the disengage as a bonus action and avoid opportunity of attack and run right out of there. I love cunning action. It breaks me as a DM every time because I just want to beat the shit out of that little fucking rogue pulp. But yeah, that happens at level 2. You get the cunning action. That's the big one. That being said, we're going to just kind of hop into the subclasses. Yeah, feel free to berate me in the comment section below. I feel like the rogue was a little bit lackluster, but again, I haven't seen that many people play as them that much besides the typical assassin. That being said, just going off player's handbook. Excuse me. That being said, just going off the player's handbook. There's the thief subclass. Basically, you can hone your skills, be extremely dexterous. You got fast hands. You can climb, walls really quickly. Basically, you're the ultimate thief. You're breaking in. If you need help, you can help the boys get out of jail. You're the thief, just borderline. You guys can read the book. But next one up is the assassin. He really is going to get the drop on enemies. The only thing I can really see with him is, like I said, I haven't seen that many rogues being played, but the assassin is just an expert at infiltration and, getting the job done without anybody noticing it. So he might not say much because he's an assassin, or he might say a lot. They might say a lot depending on the character. But that being said, we're going to hop over to the last subclass, Arcane Trickster. Just imagine rogue with spell slots. That's pretty much it. Anytime you see this in the player's handbook, this whole thing of, how many spell slots you're going to get, just imagine that class and then shove wizard down its throat, because that's pretty much all it is. I used to be intimidated too by reading all that stuff about magic until I did my wizard video. I was like, I really don't even know what the proficiency bonus is, but it spells it out right there for you. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, I highly recommend playing rogue if you're looking to be, obviously a sneaky little bastard, but also if you're trying to be, utilitarian, you're trying to be helpful as well, or greedy. It's your character. But the rogue, he can get the party in situations. He can get the party out of situations. The rogue, she can, lie, deceive, persuade. She can also kill, maim, and slaughter. Just depending on what the situation is. As always, yeah, it just depends. But I highly recommend you trying out the rogue. I've got an online D&D campaign. We've got a rogue class in there as well. He's played by my brother. He's really funny. Hopefully, we're going to start streaming it or just recording it, posting out clips and bits. But I think something they did the other day, they were trying to deceive this group of bandits, or this gang, and long story short, the rogue stabbed a teammate in order to really leave the other gang to believe that, you know, they're not after them. So yeah, I mean, it was completely out of the blue, and the other player did take damage from the rogue, but you know, it was smart thinking. I gotta say that rogue was pretty crafty. He was a smart thinker on that one. But yeah, I definitely recommend playing the rogue in your next game, one shot or campaign. If you're really trying to be, I always think of him as like, if you remember the A team, he's the face. He can get in, out. He's your go-to guy or gal. Highly recommend the rogue. That being said, you know, if you guys have a new class we want to drop down below, hit me up down in the comments. Would love to see them. Like, favorite, subscribe as always. Thanks again for just watching these awesome videos no one ever asked for. It means a lot to me. But hey, keep it cool. Thanks again for watching, man. How the fuck you